Hi, friends. It's me, host Eric, host talking with famous people. And say that we're reckless. They say we're much too young. Just to stop before we begun. I was listening to Maxine by Donald Fagen. Brilliant song. Makes you think of Rachel. And we're just lying down over there, just kind of moping, I guess. And I got a smoke a cigarette. I decided I had enough energy in me to do a little live streaming. I'm doing okay. Doing pretty well. I'm glad I got my SI shit kind of handled around here. Got my aquarium up and running. It's got fish in it and plants. It's still kind of haphazard looking, but I'll work on it some more tomorrow. At least it's set down in a place where it's not gonna crash to the ground. In general, I'm thinking a lot about the future, what it holds. It's pretty tough to show them to you actually, because at the moment, the tank's over there, the computer's still over here. I'm gonna probably move it, but they're guppies. So if I can point to the tank, but you won't be able to really see anything. They're really little fish. So I kind of got to go up close to show them to you. And it doesn't reach over there. My lamp does have a companion. It's true. This is the hula lamp. That's Bob. Bob's kind of, he's shooting out of his league today. I'm fine, amigo Isaiah Rude. I'm fine. I have 9 of them. There were 3 different three different containers full of guppies at the fish store. There was regular guppies, there was Nya guppies, and Nya guppies. Actually, I may have gotten 10 guppies. I think I got 4 from the first container, the regular guppies, and 3 each from the other 2 containers. Now, the title does indicate a story, and that is a line from the thank you. There's a line from the song Maxine by Donald Fagen, which I put here. It's a great song. Isaiah Rude, are we still going in June to MBTI class? I was thinking for a few $100 extra plus airfare, we could attend class in California and bring us there. Goodbye, Angantier. Thanks for stopping by to let us know that you couldn't stop by. Much appreciated. So, yeah, the line from that song really makes me think about Rachel, because it's like the lyrics are about, I guess, a couple that is not together in some sense. Well, Winston's mom I am not going to have an RV by then. I'm looking at a time frame of about 6 months, a little longer probably. Oh, it's January right now, huh? I'm really looking more like 9 months, I guess. Probably by August. That's what I'm thinking. 8 months. Hi, other Rachel. Richello. That's a good name for you, Richello. So yeah, I'm thinking about the challenging. I don't think I'm going to teach there. I say rude. You're not an MBTI expert. Neither am I. $1,400 for an MBTI class. Okay. That's so funny. Anyway, so I talked to Rachel today. We sort of are coming to terms with the reality of being separated, which is hard, but it's also not that hard because I can see her every day, multiple times a day. I can talk to her on Google Hangouts. I'm looking forward to going to Hawaii with her. That's going to be a nice reunion. There you go, Winston's mom. I'm pretty sure all licenses all the time will certify you for a lot less than that. Have you talked to all licenses all the time yet? Because you know what their business is. It's all licenses all the time. The CEO is Sir Ronald Runtonchanson. You may have heard of him. He's British, so it's for real. Thanks, Rachel. It's my dad's hula lamp. So the way I see it is this. My dad's probably got now this is my brilliant idea for a business. It's called All Licenses All the Time. And it licenses people for things they don't need licenses for. Pretty much anything you can think of. I believe you're talking about Dr. Lionel Sprinting Wolf Kazaklos symposium. He does charge quite a bit, but not quite that much. If you want to spend $50,000, you may have to purchase a painting of Raul Diego's. He charges a lot for his paintings. I know that. He's intuitive. I don't know if you're familiar with him. Anyhow, I suspect my dad and I will. The thing is, I need this time, a couple months, few months, whatever. No, I'm pretty. I, I've had a number of people tell me this is a great idea. Uh, it's it is a great idea, but it's not something I have the TESE to follow through on. Secretly Isaiah Rude, I think he is too. Don't tell him I said that though. Right, you could be a licensed home gardener. You could be a licensed stargazer, a licensed rock and roll guy. Whatever you want to be licensed for. I'll license you for that shit. It's just all licenses all the time. You print it out, put it on your wall. It'll be a nice looking license. You can get a metaphysician's license. You can get certified in tarot card reading. I'll certify you. Fuck, I don't care. That'll be $50. The reason I can't see myself doing it though, with this mom, is it just feels it's so like dirty. People are gonna buy that shit too. I just think I always liked it because that had a funny name. All licenses all the time. That's a funny name. Makes me laugh. So many choices, I know. You could be licensed for anything. Yeah, it's funny. But it's different from my other funny business ideas because it would probably make money. Whereas my other business idea is like nothing but condiments. A store that just sells condiments, and their business model is after you go to another fast food restaurant, you'll go to nothing but condiments because they have better condiments there. That probably wouldn't make any money. My other great restaurant idea is Food Cube and Food Cube Caliente. Food Cube is it's a casserole restaurant. They serve a cube of food, and everything else in the restaurant is also cubes. So, like, instead of getting a regular round drink, you get a cube drink. They still have round drinks for the drive-thru, so you can put it in your car if you want. You can get the round drink. And look, nothing but condiments would also have things like croutons. Croutons are not a condiment, but they're the kind of thing that gets included in nothing but condiments, such that there'll be a controversy over whether the name nothing but condiments is really telling the truth. Capers will be in nothing but condiments for sure. Nutella, absolutely. Is it a condiment? I don't know, but it's there. It's nothing but condiments. Anyway, Food Cube. Food Cube is a nutritious cube of food. It's like $1.99. It fills you up completely. You probably have a little leftover cube. And additionally, you get your drink in a cube. Like it'll be like hot dog on a stick, all primary colors, but the theme will be cubes. So like all the girls who work there have to wear a cube dress. I think it's a good idea. And like all the tables will be cubes, and so will the chairs with cubes for the backs. All the art on the walls will be cubist, and Cubert will be the spokesperson for Food Cube. Now, Food Cube Caliente is exactly the same as Food Cube, but with a spicy Mexican flavor. You know what, Can Christmas Star Hopper Group? You would be able to listen to us if you were licensed by a licensed all the time to do so. Good one, John Ryan Barron. That's a good cube joke. I enjoyed it. See, this is the thing. I'm glad, Winston's mom, you can anticipate some of the lines of controversy that are gonna be going in to play here once Nothing But Condiments opens its door and people realize there's a lot of stuff in there that's questionably a condiment. You know, are capers really a condiment? I don't think so. I don't think capers are a condiment. Your neighbors are humping for the second time in 3 hours. Well, good for them. They must be young or enthusiastic at the moment. Food Cube doesn't have croutons. They only serve one item. It's Food Cube. You can get Food Cube with Potato Cube. Potato Cube is basically French fries that are all like glued together somehow, not with glue, with like food glue or something, I don't know, into a cube. No, Isaiah Rude. There are aisles for condoms and mints as well, okay? Each have their own aisle. Okay, so I also have my store. I also thought of the store a long time ago. Called Ramps, Lamps, and Amps. And it sells 3 things: ramps, lamps, and amps. Because they rhyme. Probably, I would guess they'd sell. I don't know. I mean, who knows what they sell the most of? There'd be an ongoing competition between the ramp, lamp, and amp departments. Every time I see a Red Lobster from now on, Winston's mom, I'm going to think of that couple. They opened Red Lobsters. We went to Red Lobster once. twice. Me and my parents and Kimberly, I guess it was, went to Red Lobster a couple times. Not a big Red Lobster fan. You know, it's hella expensive. If you're gonna spend that much having food, why in the world would you go to Red Lobster? The MBTI gaming engine with scary realistic AI. Oh, that's like next Thursday or something. I don't know. So it's gonna be a while still. I don't know. I was thinking that. My serious thing that I would like to make, the serious business thing I want to make is a it's called Milk Lab, and it's a debate simulation app plus a it's complicated to explain, but it would allow people to basically play a turn-based strategy card version of competition flow debate. So I'll show you guys what I got on it so far. And then after that, everybody can touch their wieners. All right, well, here's a folder with some stickety stuffs. I could fill it up a little bit taller, the water, and if I did that, then presumably it wouldn't be as loud. So yeah, in that Maxine song by Donald Fagen, he says, "But first, let's get off this highway, off this highway." I don't know. I wanted to the title of the video that I picture myself somewhere in the middle of the country in an RV with Rachel and saying, "All right, let's pull over. This is driven enough." I think this plan is going to work very nicely because it's like Rachel needs to be within striking distance of New York to get her medication and to go see a psychiatrist periodically or whatever she's got to do, you know? That's where her insurance is. That's where all of her yaddy are. So, but I don't necessarily want to be tied down in New York. I don't. I mean, I would. It wouldn't be terrible. It would be fine. I could move to New York in theory. But it's time for me after this stretch of my life here. It's time for me to transition to the next step, you know. And the next step for me is going to be traveling the country, meeting people, campaigning. I guess for 2024, you know. We'll come to Pittsburgh once I got. Well, she's in Long Island, Winston's mom, and I'm thinking I'm just gonna pick her up. I'm not gonna stay with the RV there. I'm actually hopeful that we end up with some sort of solution where um, we end up towing the Mini behind it or something like that. So I can, we can park the RV, stay off the small roads with the RV, and you know what I mean. That kind of stuff. So, oh my God, Sean, Ryan, Barron, you have got to go meet Isaiah and Rachel for Pittsburghian donuts. They are the best. If you've never had a Pittsburghian donut, what they do is they put a little bit of steel in the middle of it. Gives a little crunch. Delicious. So what am I feeling right now? What are my feelings? I'm feeling a lot of feelings. Why am I feeling feelings? Is it because I've come down with emotions? That's possible. Should I just take a couple Tylenol and figure they'll pass? What feelings am I feeling? Malaise? Is malaise a feeling? It is. Droplets of angelic honeydew resting on a cloud of puffy dessert. Are you sure they're not enrobing a cloud of puffy dessert? I think they're enrobing it. I really like the use of the verb enrobe on foods now. If your food is fancy, it's not dipped in something anymore. It's enrobed. Yes, enrobed. Like I got some chocolate cookies in the freezer in there that are enrobed in chocolate. It was hilarious. It's not on the package, of course. Oh, good. Oh, thank God. These aren't just dipped in chocolate. They're enrobed. My dad got this bucket of candy from the store. I don't know what else you're going to call it besides a bucket of candy. It's got chocolate nut cluster things that are delicious. It's got white chocolate covered pretzels that are delicious. And it's got peanut brittle that's delicious. 3 different things in the box. Like a tub. Yeah. Your chill ISFJ has a fascinating career working in museums and is an impressive researcher. Interesting. Good to know. Good to know. If I ever have problems with mummies, I will contact her. Whether my mummy related problems be curses or mummies come to life to attack me, either way, I will contact her. Do I like bubble baths? Yes, I do. I like to take a bubble bath or two. I mean, the bubbles aren't really so important. I like to take baths periodically. They enrobe my body with warm water. which I appreciate. I enjoy having my body enrobed with warm water. It's already January 8th. A book club. That's funny. I want to do like a video of me crashing the book club. What book do you guys read? Oh, I didn't read it, and I'll I just started asking a bunch of questions about it. January 5th was the 1 year anniversary of TWFP live streams. Really? What do you know? Okay, sure, whatever. Cat from Taylor's channel is participating. Please do crash the book club. I'll link the book later. Did you record them or what? Yeah, do what you can with it, Isaiah. I'm not. It's possible to get me to do a typing, but I'm not chomping at the bit. So, if somebody wants to pay me to do one, I'll do one. But, don't dissuade them from paying me to do one. But it's already full. It's got a little waterfall thing going on. It's not really all the way full to the top. That's why you can hear the waterfall. But we're all the way full to the top. It wouldn't really make any noise. You need a black light? Why, you're looking for semen? Looking for semen around your house? Semen stains everywhere. God damn it, Tom, Bob, Steve, Marty. Like all the men who are around your house. Like Grandpa Bob, Uncle Steve, Father Marty. Like Farah, huh? Yeah, it's got fish in it. I got some guppies that are swimming around in there right now. 40-gallon tank. So there's plenty of room for guppies. I don't want the fish to feel crowded. I think there's plenty of room for the guppies. They seem to be pretty happy in there so far. I got some plants too in there, but I gotta put some little rocks on the bottom and stuff. Still. I think NI does something that I'm not recognizing other people to do. I can recognize archetypes in books movie at all, and I don't see other people associate archetypes in the same way I do. Can you give me an example? Like, let me see if I can give you an example and see if this is what you're talking about. You remember me talking about the duck hunt example with Rachel? We saw 2 ducks flying past when we were in Palm Desert on vacation down there, and they looked just like Duck Hunt, the video game. And she said Duck Hunt, but I didn't ever think that until she said it. When she said it, I realized, oh yeah, it's totally Duck Hunt. They were like the right distance apart. You know, they just looked the same in the sky as that. Is that what you're talking about? Do you know that a guppy is a gay yuppie? You don't have those in there, do you? Well, I do, unfortunately, have guppies, but as far as I know, I explicitly told the guy at the store, please only get me heterosexual guppies. Okay? So, hopefully he said he would, you know. I actually did make a joke at the fish store, but he didn't take it as a joke. He took it seriously. And he just answered the question. I was like, well, because I got guppies from each of three different tanks. Like there was regular guppies, there was special guppy A, and special guppy B. I don't remember what they're called or anything, but I was like, all right, give me some of those and some of those and some of those. And um, I said, I hope the different races of guppies will live together in peace. And he's like, oh yeah, shouldn't be a problem. Shouldn't be a problem. He just took it as a serious concern or something about the person. So I just, well, just let that slide past, I guess. I knew when I read the book Little Women, I knew I was a Joe. See, I don't think I had that kind of experience at all. I remember feeling like certain characters I understood. Like certain actor, I always felt like I identified with his um, impulsiveness or inability to uh, be serious or something. Was the guy who played and the character of Mozart and Amadeus. I always thought like that resonated with me. The same guy played another character that resonated with me in Parenthood. The duck thing is we were just sitting outside on the patio and two ducks flew by. And they flew by in the exact kind of two duck formation and distance apart and height difference and everything that is on the video game Duck Hunt. If you look at the top part of the video game, and hey, I meant to call you back. I'm sorry I didn't call you back. I'll call you back probably tomorrow because I don't think I'm gonna call you back tonight because I'm gonna do live stream until I gotta put my mom to bed and then after that I gotta go to bed because you know we're gonna get some big yawns for little Eric. Anyway, so Rachel said Duck Hunt. And I was like, oh yeah, look at that. That does look exactly like the thing on the thing, you know? Is that what you're talking about? I want all the lupinus you have. All the lupinus you have. What are lupinus? I don't know what that is. There's so many instances in that movie where I thought, like, I just felt the tragedy of the guy so intently. It was like, oh, I know you. I fuck up like that too. That's what I'm mostly identified with in the movie was the way that he fucked up. A genus of flowering plants in the legume family? What? Oh my gosh. I love a genus of flowering plants in the legume family. You know what the trickiest thing in the world about a peanut is? I'll tell you. It's not a nut. It's a legume like a pea. What would you type Mozart in that movie? I would say ENTP probably. ENFP maybe. It's been a long time since I've seen it. Poor Soliari. Couldn't help but feel really bad for him in that movie. My fluids. All right, well, listen, I can easily enough remedy my fluids issue by just adding enough water that's all the way to the top, and then the waterfall won't have any cascading distance, so it won't make that sound, you know? It'll just make a very gentle gurgling. When my mother goes into the home in about a week, it's going to be an opportunity for me to do some things with my father, spend some time with him, and incorporate him some, hopefully, into some channel stuff if he's interested. Uh, I agree. I agree, female HP. I didn't know anybody was trying to say yes to it, but I agree. No, I'm not transubstantiating any of that. Okay. Listen, my fluids do all kinds of verbs, okay? Sexy twincest is probably an exception, I would assume. Um, what about some incense? I don't have any incense. You could. How about I become incensed about something? Would that help? Or is that just as good? Thanks, Winston's mom. I need to give some attention to my dad too. You know, it's like things have been very instrumental. Um, centered around caregiving and mom stuff like that. Well, thank you, Mr. Mom. I mean, basically, I feel like I genuinely appreciate the opportunity to take care of my mom because I've not always made good decisions. I'm not always prioritized the right things. So it's nice to do the right thing, make the right decision. It's nice to be sober, to not have to, not have that get in the way of taking care of people who are important to me, fulfilling my duty, you know, making things fair. To be less beholden by virtue of being more service. The universe is indeed mysterious, Brittany, and magical beyond all measure. It's crazy, the magic. I it's like it's the slabs. It's the slab. It's the slopes, you could say, of the universe. Everything in the universe has slopes. Arguments have complexity slope and a truth slope. People's capacity to it's oh yeah, synchronicity is one word for it. The way that things seemed to be seem in retrospect to have clearly gone out of the way to make things the way they are sometimes now. Now it's really an ex post facto fallacy according to TI, saying, "Wow, I can't believe I won that poker tournament. See, I knew Grandma was down looking over me and helping me to win, or whatever the linkage the person makes." Um, from a TI perspective, it's considered an ex post. Uh, I'm sorry, yeah, a ex post facto fallacy. That because something was unlikely, it must have had magical origins. But with enough unlikeliness and enough like odd, serendipitous connections and linkages and weirdnesses, you really you realize you got only a couple of choices in life. You either believe in a life of purpose and destiny, or you reject that notion. So Jose, do you believe someone can have their hero's journey, can awaken, have an epiphany that changes their life? Have you had a fall from grace that changes people? Did you? Um, for sure, I've had plenty of falls from grace. Um, I mean, you can only be so good of a person when you're drunk, and I struggled. I've always struggled with, well, I'm talking about drinking anyway, with fucking up, doing something stupid. But I think quit drinking. If I did an epiphany that changed my life, I believe some people can. I don't know if I'd call my development Epiphanes. I'd call it gradual collaborative. It's collaborative. You're helping. Melissa's mom. You're helping a lot. I need everybody's help. Ron Solo helped today with even though his normal saucy FI self, Can't purpose and destiny be so loosely defined the distinction between magical and non-magical thing breaks down in the universe just a demonstration of ordered patterns? I mean, most systems are not predictable, either because they're chaotic systems, they've got too many vectors in them, or they've got nonlinear curves that, but but then there are aspects of the universe that are ordered and predictable and repeating, and obviously there are frequencies as well as objects. We're dealing with not just particles but waves in the universe. So waves require time, and that's what frequency and duration come from. Frequency is about agency in a way that particles are not. So the thing is, everybody needs some sort of story to explain human teleology. Why are we here? What are we doing? What's the purpose? No, we've never debated flat Earth. It was skewed too hard. Some people answer that question by saying, well, we're going to place primacy in reifying our genes and say, we are the way we are because it was what our genes directed us to be by natural selection or something. Well, that's not any kind of an answer. And we don't understand anything except through some lens of purpose, our own or the purpose of others, or the intended purpose of a thing that we're evaluating. The only thing that we don't seem to have consensus about the purpose of is the human being, him or herself. What is the purpose of human beings or the purpose of animals? There are different understandings of what that answer could be. But because of the way that we think, we really can't understand anything, like I said, without dealing with it in the frame of purpose. So if you're talking about something like God, for example, God provides an explanation regarding the purpose of humans, or at least how to score well in this game, right? Is to avoid evil and be good and I don't know, pray and whatever else. So he gives you sort of a scorecard that you can evaluate your own performance against. People need that, and in the absence of that, we create a lot of heuristics it's not the right word. We create a lot of substitutes, a lot of like things to fill in that gap of clarity. We either, some people naturally are going to express more hedonistic tendencies in the absence of clarity regarding those things. And nobody ever really feels completely clear about it. I think it's not appropriate to feel completely clear about it. One works to attain a self that is both somebody that you can look in the mirror in the morning and also somebody who withstands scrutiny of the external world pretty broadly. Yo, MC Drama Bear. Everybody who meditates chants. They hope to find enlightenment. What if chanting, i.e. Gregorian chants, reset the brain to find the right frequency? Early monks did not have words for cognitive functions, but the chants worked. The church banned Gregorian chants because of the irreligiosity of the chants. What are you trying to control with the chants? What you trying to control with the chants? Are you trying to control the chants? What you trying to control with the chants? Well, religion maybe does do lots of different things. I'm not really talking about religion per se. I'm talking about faith, faith-based behaviors, things like prayer, or a God-based framework of explanation of things, or whatever, you know. The Spartans, for example, banned homosexuality because no one was making babies. You'll find happiness in them. They are told why this is wrong. They banned homosexuality because everybody was, when it wasn't illegal, everybody was just butt fucking each other, or what? What, you mean we can fuck the other guys? Come on, everybody. Let's go. What are we waiting for? What are we fucking these chicks for? They legalized homosexuality. Get over here and suck my dick. That's silly, was this mom? Oh, too much creativity. Oh, yeah, hey there. You're having fun, aren't you? All right. Obviously, banning homosexuality wasn't enough. Let's ban Gregorian chanting while we're at it. That's funny about the Spartans. Where's Steve? He's out fucking Bob. Again? Come on, Minnesota. Oh, why? Hey, Joe. Come on and what? Hey, buddy? No, put your clothes on. Listen, that's it. I'm asking the king to ban homosexuality. Oh, can we fuck each other a few more times real quick? Well, hurry up. Edelweiss, Edelweiss. Something, something, something. You know that song. It's from how you say The Sound of Music. Third force it is. I'll start chanting your guys' your chats. Are you familiar with John Tavern's music? Kind of minimalistic. Borrows lots from ancient chant and exotic modes. Hallelujah. There, I'm chanting. If you ain't chanting, you better be panting. That's the old saying, the old pro chanting saying. Let's get super culty, chant the charts. Stats are perfect. Yo, I am a monk, and I am chanting. Oh, that's rap chanting. They call it ranting or chapping. The monks were chapping one day when the Pope walked in. He said, "That's it. I don't like any of this urban stylings going on here. Not appropriate. Hey, Brother Ezekiel, you quit beatboxing right now. No breakdancing either. Get those cardboard boxes up off the floor. What are you guys doing around here? You banned it all. All hip-hop finalia. He banned funk. He totally banned the funk. He was the first person, the Pope was the first person to say, get the funk out my face, except he meant it literally. The brothers Johnson were quoting him. She has lots of symbology information stored in her body. I like a woman with some symbology information stored in her body. Hey, what am I poking up in there? Is that Sagittarius? I can tell. I can feel it. Binaural beats. Binaural beats. Binaural beats. That's cervix? Oh, okay. Gotcha. Cervix, huh? Okay. Is that what's at the top? The cervix? Is that the thing you bump into at the top? Okay. Regardless. stuff in there. I don't know what it is. It's the thing at the top. Is that the thing at the top? I don't know. I really look like some sort of vagina expert. I'm not. Feels like a nose. Is that thing that sneezes on me? Okay. Yeah, I never learned female anatomy at all. No, I know what the clitoris is. Thank you very much. God, I don't mean the top of the outside. Not the top of the outside. I mean, at the end of the road, so to speak, you know? Anyway, Jesus, I'm not that incompetent since mom. Come on, I'm 50 years old. Jesus Christ. I gotta smoke a cigarette. When I said mom, it made me blush. Back when I was a teenager, Dave Porter coined the nickname for me, Smokey McTwo-Packs. I don't smoke that much anymore. I smoke a little less than I used to. It's a hot, delicious cup of coffee. I'm going to drink it down. It's a hot, delicious cup of coffee, and I'm going to drink it brown. Not black at all, but instead with creamer. Make it sugary and good. Except without any sugar in the creamer, because it's their worth I don't think I would. Hooray! I have another cup of coffee. I miss Rachel. I'll tell you what was uncomfortable. You want a little TMI. When I first started dating Kimberly, she had an IUD and it poked me every time. And it was very annoying. It was like a little stabby thing. And when I finally took it out, I got to look at it and it had a little thread. It was just a little piece of thread, but it felt like a little stabby, like cactus poke. I love the way the kitty knocks on the door. Yeah. So hopefully, I want Rachel to get one put in, and hopefully it's a different kind or something. I don't know. But, you know, I'd really rather not. I'd really rather not ejaculate outside of her body, ideally. To put it succinctly, it's such a she doesn't want any hormones, and I totally respect that. No, I'm not going to get her pregnant because that's another minefield there. So, oh my meow and meow and meow and meow. Why are you meowing and meowing and meowing and meowing? It's because you're a special wonder kitty of magnificent proportions. Oh, wonder kitty. Oh, spectacular wonder. Yes, I see you. I see you being wonderful and good and true and just and fun and special. Oh, what a very good kitty. What a kitty for instance pants. Well, I hope you guys got to see that. That's the kitty freshness pants right there. Yeah, that's a kitty freshness pants. If you want to talk about where you're going to find the freshest pants in all of kittydom, they're on that cat right there, kitty freshness pants. Like some sort of prescience, like in a dream, so to speak. Well, interesting. Okay. Well, keep that in mind. The thing is, I'm not dead set against it. It's just I'm not quite sure how that would work given the reality of things. You know, when I entered into this relationship, I thought that's certainly a possibility. It was something I hadn't really taken very seriously as a possibility again in my life, but I wasn't absolutely against it. It's just somewhat more complicated now. I'd like to think I'm very careful with Rachel across the board. What about me, Winston's mom? I'm curious if you see a baby in my future. This is my baby. This is my Delilah when she was little. I think I got a hard path in front of me, huh? Well, I mean, I've been spoiled heretofore. So I guess it's always time to pipe her at some point. Yeah, she's an ESTP. Totally ESTP. Good. Good to hear. It feels like it's getting easier. My biggest struggles, to the extent that I have any, which I really don't, are they relate to mood swings and stuff, you know? Trying to stay on top of keeping good care of myself and getting enough sleep, getting enough food. I'm trying to maintain some sort of emotional equilibrium. It's difficult because I get very high, and I wouldn't say I ever get very low, like depressed exactly, but like I'm in a low mood right now. I was in a low mood yesterday, but I did get a lot of stuff done today, so I'm tired, you know. And I'm I'm stuck on a schedule that's not really my own. There's that going on as well. I got to go inside right now and put mom to bed. I probably would have gone to bed already here if I didn't have to stay up and see mom to bed. The thing with you is you need for your feminine energy, your dual, your soulmate. You need feminine energy because you're all male and you choose wounded birds who are worthy of being seen. I mean, I'm wounded too. I don't even know what I'm wounded by. I'm wounded by the harsh realities of the world or something. It's definitely not intentional. Rachel's a whole different ballgame. It's like she appreciates me. I'm not very Taurus-like. Yeah, tossed into this world unawares, as Kierkegaard says. I'm gonna go and put mom to bed. I'm gonna leave this on, and I'm gonna come back outside and say goodnight to everybody. I won't live stream much longer after I get back out here, but maybe a little while longer, and I'm gonna crash out. Anyways, I'll be back shortly. You guys chat amongst yourselves. You want to go out, PB? Hi, everybody. I'm back. No, PP is a nickname for her real name, which is Capio. Was she reading the chat out loud? Meow, 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 meow. Well, I'll tell you something, everybody. Life's an interesting thing. Do I believe that. You know, it's a simple fact of the matter is that you're always going somewhere. There's directionality to it. Now, whether or not that directionality is intended from some external magical source like God, or whether it's just what sort of happens, happenstance, or whatever, it's still your story, you know? And you know, you decide to a large extent how that story wants to play out. Now, of course, that's going to be much more so for an NE Dom, perhaps than other types, or for an SE Dom, I guess, than other types, that you decide how it's going to be. For an NE Dom, more than any other type, you think that if you control the narrative, you control reality. I didn't even notice. I was cleaning, you know. I wasn't really looking at the chat. I will say that at the end of that, there were actually two new subscribers. So, you know, it's like for an NI Dom, they're going to approach reality as something that is what it is and they know things about. For an NE Dom, they're going to see reality as very much subject to their redefinition. And it's not really true, but it is to some extent. And sort of learning the limits of each of the modalities is part of what it means to grow via metacognition in regards to cardinal functions. For a person who's a knowledge Dom, they're going to feel as though that if they're an NI Dom, that the truth is beyond the it's beyond the scope of personal experience. SI-DOMs, they think that personal experience subsumes the universal, but it's still determinate as to what is. There's no decision-making process there. For TI and FI-DOMs, reality is a matter in need of deliberation. So you don't decide what it is. You don't know what it is. You figure out what it is. For your interfacers, I guess it just is, and you deal with it as it is. Well, they're interfacers. They don't spend a lot of time deciding what reality is, knowing what it is, or figuring out what it is. They instead interface with it directly. So it's like they don't give much consideration to the identity or the nature or the whatever of reality, the correctnesses of it. They're not worried about whether this validates as legitimate on FI or TI, whether it seems wrong to NI or runs afoul of a person's experience. Is there soil in the bong? No. That's just bong resin. You know. Can this be a depression reaction too? Look, here's the thing. Your knowledge types, their understanding of reality for SI DOMs is going to be very much determined by their experience. For NI DOMs, it's also going to be kind of determined by their experience, but it's like depression, I think, sadness, malaise, discomfort with reality is a phenomenon that occurs outside of type. And it occurs, not to people, but it occurs to people during stretches of time. There may be some people who have depression and who re-experience it over and over and over again in their life. But for the more mild manifestations of it, they're less, like clinically depressed. There's stretches of time where one is feeling kind of sad, and it's just time when one is not. And there's a variety of reasons why that happens. In order to have a full life, you got to experience the full range of things. You got to have some downtimes. You got to have some fighty times and some reconciling times and some moist times and some dry times. And the thing is, when discomfiture persists for too long, it starts to become part of a person's ontology. So they start to think of themselves as an expression of that discomfort, and that begin to expect reality to make them uncomfortable. I've been feeling rather uncomfortable myself at times lately, uh, having to do with being a little more scheduled than I've been in the past, perhaps. And I've noticed it as a sort of general tension, a general waiting for the shoe to drop. Um, it's it's something that I can deal with by talking it out of it and reminding myself to relax. And a lot of other things. I got to also manage the Adderall, which has a lot to do with these varying degrees of moods. It's not something that I've paid a lot of attention to in the past because I'm not bipolar, but it's significant. It matters. And I need to remember when I'm feeling kind of blue that probably I need more sleep. And when I'm feeling kind of like lost or meow without a sure reason why, I'm probably just missing Rachel. And that's okay. It's normal. Um, I mean, what would you get? I mean, I have an Enneagram test. That makes sense. Rachel, I think she might actually be a 794 instead of 784. Or could be I think she could even be a 741, something like that. You're 531, huh? Boy, that's you must be rather fastidious. Are you always like smacking people's hands when they go to touch something? No, that's my plaque talking about my success. Don't touch it. Stop touching my Porsche. I mean, I don't even view it as forced separation because of an illness. I view it as the slabs jumping in to adjust things as they ought to be adjusted for the ensuing 6 months or so, maybe as long as 8 months. I've already, like Rachel and I have already talked about the fact that when we first got together, it was very much like a high school relationship. After that, it was like we were in college here for a long stretch of time. And then abruptly she was gone. And I find myself now in a very adult relationship. We're comfortable with each other. We're confident in everything. But at the same time, we're new in this extended period of time. We're towards the beginning of it. I know that over time it will grow more tiresome, less tolerable. But I also know that I'll see Rachel about every month. and that it'll be less than a year for sure. Uh, Hopefully, a good deal less than a year. Oh, Jeebus. It's so unsatisfying comparatively, you know? There's always a pain in one's heart for people, friends, animals, losses, you know? Uh, we lose that which is precious to us over the course of our lifetime. My dad talks about such stuff. Well, Ed Shannon, he died. It's heavy, you know? My dad's sitting here watching his wife decay into nothing. And get announcements from all around that his friends are dropping. Yeah. You know, I've got some old regret about my grandmother. You know, I didn't take the time or have a chance. I was in college. I was away in college when she got sick. My parents basically misled me about her state of sickness because they didn't want me missing any finals. It was near finals. I didn't get to say goodbye to her or anything like that, but mostly I feel guilty that I wasn't very good to her the last couple of years. I saw her the burden, you know. I'm getting a chance to make up for that with my mom. I prefer the broader, encompassing term torso. Like, get your torso off my mom's face. My kitty loves me, for sure. And I love my kitty. Lisa Wells Baker says, we all say I wish we had of. I also understand that one. Thanks, Sambo. That is cheer me up. I mean, somehow, some way, we each of us have to make it through life and get to the spots in life where we are. It's like for most people are younger than me around here. Um, for such parties, I would urge them to remember to give their future selves some credit and and recognize that one has to go through a lot of shit. It takes a while before one can have an opportunity to reach the height of one's powers, I guess you would say. But the problem is, it's important that along the way to getting there, we don't get too fucked up. It's a lot of shit that wants to fuck us up, and a lot of people get fucked up, and a lot of damage gets done in the world. It's terribly unfortunate. What does it mean to like achieve some sort of gains in self development? Well, one thing it means is like the letting go of a lot of insecurities genuinely, which means uh, you just don't care anymore. So it's like what matters to me now most of all is to not experience guilt. I guess you could say is one way of putting it. Why is this so dark and dreary? I'm in that kind of mood right now. I'm in a dark and dreary mood. I'm feeling I'm feeling my inner INFP, you might say. His name's INF Peric. I don't have any more. I have a bomber though. Would you like a little? Hey, waka waka waka. There you go. I'm not ignoring you, Eileen. Things are good. I know. That's the thing. I'm not depressed. I'm INFPeric. There's a difference, okay? You don't know me. You don't know my feelings. My feelings are rich and deep. My feelings are moist and pure. My feelings are damp and wet. You don't know me. There. That ought to do it. Obligated introverts, is that cheerful enough for you? My cat is trying to eat my chocolate. I just woke up, says Fitness and Bodybuilding. Good to know. Are you feeling your moisture inside of you? You're feeling the moisture of wetness within you? HPs are intense. Don't try to put me in a box. You don't know me. My feelings are wet and moist and damp. You don't know me. Walk a mile in my shoes before you even begin to know me. Not me knower. Life is a journey. Hell, I've been on a few wild, windy roads. You're married, Eric, with a huge achievement. I'm actually not married at the moment. I do periodically refer to Rachel as my wife, but I am currently unmarried. She is actually my girlfriend. I would, I plan to marry her, but we're not actually formally engaged yet. I'll formally propose to her at some point. I'll have to get a finger circle, I believe they're called. Have you ever heard of those? You give a girl a finger circle and then something, and you're married. So, I've been married a couple times before, but I wasn't really paying attention. Well, unless you're immortal, you'll get to go to the TWFP Sky meetup eventually. Yeah. And in case you didn't know, it's hosted by and located at God's Big Heaven. If you're not familiar with the wonderfulness of God's Big Heaven, you should probably attend some meetings of God's Big Heaven Church, which explains that God's Big Heaven Church has an advantage over the other churches in that you get to go to a way bigger heaven. You won't be alone then if you have your cat with you. You can't travel the universe forever in a paradox like that. Okay? Good karma flyer miles, that's right. I do like to try to generate as much good karma as I can. It's one of those things that it's hard not to believe in that basic kind of that kind of magic. Well, fitness and bodybuilding, it's a finger circle with some sort of translucent substance that sits on top of it. It may be, I don't know if it's a rock, some sort of prism, I guess you might say, a prism. A finger circle with prism might be called. I don't know. I tell you what, I would like to get Jordan Peterson to come be in the dunk tank at the TWFP meetup. He can sit on the thing, and people throw softballs at the thing, and if they hit it, he gets dunked into the water. I want him for that job at the. Do you know we're having a dunk tank? I just found out right now. We're having a dunk tank, apparently. I missed the quote. What quote did I miss? Eric, you mentioned you're a Christian. What are your beliefs around Jesus? Well, I mean, I find it meaningful to distinguish between the various areas of dominion by distinguishing between different elements of God, Trinity, I guess. There was just an occasion in which I realized one day after some thinking about it that there's no getting around it. You had to go with something. And Christianity seemed truer than anything else. Yeah. This is important. Do I believe Jesus died for my sins? Sure. Yeah. I mean, what's the context? Like what's predicated on that belief? You know? He's saying, am I going to affirm that claim? Okay, sure. I'll affirm it. Now, why am I affirming it? I don't see faith-based behavior as linking to affirming claims like everybody else seems to. I see affirming claims as being purposeful in a way that affirming that claim is not purposeful. 3 blowjobs to get you a baker's dozen of pies. Am I making any money off this, Brittany? This scheme of yours? Who's going to run the all licenses all the time booth for me? Is the question. Like with Jesus, for example. He died young. He died at 33, right? 32, 33, something like that. Hard to stay pure much longer than that. Oh, yeah, okay. You mean the post-death ranch? All right, Lisa Wellsberger, you convinced me. I'm going to go stand over there. I don't generally like to smoke in here. I've been doing it while I was cleaning and shit, but now it's like, okay, it's sort of, I did the cleaning part. Let's go ahead and try not to do that anymore. So I'm going to go stand over there, smoke that cigarette, and I'll be back. In the meantime, if you don't mind, if it's okay, if it would be cool, can you please chat amongst yourselves? Hi, baby. Well, friends, I'm back and better than ever. Hi, PNPNP. Oh, my PNPNP. What a noble kitty friend. Yes, Daddy loves you too. Yes, he does. He thinks you're very special. Very, very special. You've made the list of extraordinarily special kitty friends. You have, yes. You've made that list for the billionth time. Yes, oh my little kitty wow wow pants. Yes, what a good kitty friend. What an important kitty pageant winner. Yes, you're all of those things. You're all of those things and more. Yes, you are. All of those things and more. Oh, yes. You are a deeply sensual kitty friend. Your deep sensuality is constantly astonishing me. I'm constantly being astonished by your kitty sensuality. Yes, I am. You want more pets? Oh, yes. Okay. More pets for my kitty friend. Too important to go unpet for long. Yes. Too important and vast. Oh, my PNP. I love you. Yes. You are my special kitty friend. PP is very particular, too. She's very skittish, runs away from just about everybody. But she and I have a bond. She's actually born in my bed. Her mother, this is the one kitten from the litter that we couldn't figure out how to give away, you know. So, but beyond that, she wasn't very socialized, I guess. Like I didn't really play with the kittens very much or anything. So, she likes me and she likes Rachel. She's very affectionate with Rachel too. But really, she runs away from everybody else. Runs away from my dad. Um, I think I got one impromptu song in me before bed. It's called "When You're Feeling Malaise." There's no point in fighting. It's one of them days. got much lyrics, got little to say. Not feeling clever, not feeling fine, not feeling good, like having some wine. No, it's one of them days. You're feeling malaise. Feeling malaise. Not many lyrics, not much to say. Not feeling cheerful, more despairing, I guess I would say. It's one of them days. I'm feeling malaise. Good night, everybody. Thanks for being here. Don't forget to eat plenty of cheese.